Hi, everyone. My name is Holly, and welcome to another episode of Shiz and Giggles, our weekly wind down podcast where we talk about anything and everything. One of the main reasons we have our podcast every week is to sharpen our skills and practice our different platforms. Today, we are testing a new platform, so the flow may look a little different than normal. For our loyal viewers, let us know what you think and can you tell the difference? Let's go ahead and get started. My first co host loves to cook, hang out with her dog, travel, and enjoy a nice glass of wine. She has a passion for painting, sculpture, and all things plants. A crafter, a tinkerer by nature, she loves to learn and has been in the world of events for 8 years. An avid indoor gardener and owner of over 100 plants. It's Heather.
It's me. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel.
Hi,
Hey,
Heather.
Hey.
Glad you're here. Okay, so my second co-host is a movie enthusiast, Netflix binger, tongue twister, adventure seeker, and cat lover. With a cup of coffee and a Spotify playlist, she's ready to take on the world. It's Isabel.
Hey. Love the
Hi.
lavender we got going on
I
here.
know.
You know, it's that time, which is what we're actually talking about today.
Mhm.
So happy to have both of you here. All right, so to kick things off this week, let's talk about a trending topic. That is turkey time. Thanksgiving is just under a week away, and that means that food stores have been flooded with early birds trying to get their pick at the best turkey and fixings. So, first, I'd like to ask my co hosts and people watching, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? And do you have a tradition for Thanksgiving?
So I have a few favorites. One is Watergate salad. I don't know if you know what that is. Do either of you know what that
No.
is? Okay, cool. So it's a white
Sounds
people thing, right?
delicious.
It's so good. It's like Cool Whip and pineapple and pistachio pudding mix and nuts and marshmallows.
Hmm.
And it is so good. It looks a little funky, but it's divine. Also, mac and cheese, right? Tried and
Always.
true. Cheesy cabbage is another thing that my family does, and it is divine. Um, oh yeah, good stuff.
Mine's definitely sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows and the brown sugar and the cinnamon. All-time favorite. I have taken over the role of making it at my family's Thanksgiving dinners. My dad also makes, which I get to have this year because I'm visiting him for Thanksgiving. He makes this
Yay!
bean dish. So it's like regular beans and then bell peppers and hamburger meat. And it is just, it's like a really good chili with just one type of bean, and it's just
Okay,
so
yeah,
flavorful.
you
Yeah,
call it a bean dish, and then you didn't say anything about beans, so
There
I'm
was one
confused.
bean in there.
one
One
bean.
bean.
It's one type of
Okay,
bean. It's like baked beans.
cool.
That's what it is. It's like baked beans, but instead of like pork and beans, it's like ground beef and beans.
Interesting. Cool.
Mhm.
I can always eat, but I love it around Thanksgiving, stuffing. Stuffing,
Mm.
and my family makes three different kinds of stuffing: regular stuffing, vegan, vegetarian stuffing, because my sister, and
Mm.
then oyster stuffing.
Oh,
Amazing.
interesting.
Oyster stuffing, very good. And then mashed potatoes. I make homemade mashed
Yeah.
potatoes. My sister won't eat anybody else's. So
Mashed
just
potatoes are
saying.
so
Wow.
good. I'm very particular about my stuffing, just because I don't like dry things. So shout out to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasmine in the office, loves dry things.
So I don't have any Thanksgiving traditions. I mean, we hang out with family. My family
Mhm.
lives local, so it's nice. We don't do a lot of traveling. But what about you all?
Pink salad, says Emily.
Pink salad. I
Wonder what
wonder
that
what that
is.
is.
I'm sure it's delicious and pink.
Radish. I'm thinking pink. What's pink?
Uh,
Ambrosia. I don't know.
ambrosia salad. That's what the salad that you were talking about reminds me of ambrosia salad.
Yeah. Holly, what was the question? I think we. What was corn
My
pudding? Yeah.
second question, do you have any Thanksgiving traditions? Anything special?
No, my one of my dear friends named Emily, who I used to work with, her family always does like costume parties for not Halloween, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I've always tried to like rally the troops to do something like that. So one year we did all plaid, which was okay. But she does a notorious pie parade. So her whole family bakes their favorite pies, and then they walk around their cul-de-sac carrying their pies. And the her uncle carries a staff in front of them, and they sing and dance with the pies. So
I think I'm going to have my family do that this year. That sounds
Hey
like a
guys, want to go
blast.
pie parading?
Yeah.
why not?
I mean,
Why
hey.
not?
Well, thank you guys. That was
Yeah.
interesting and fun. So let's jump into segments for everybody. And we're going to start with You Grow Girl with Heather.
Hey y'all, it is Heather. What's up? So today I will be creating a Thanksgiving cornucopia of sorts. So we are going to make a floral arrangement for my Thanksgiving table. Okay. So I have two cameras, one for my face, one for my hands. Okay. So on my hand cam, I will be building this beautiful floral arrangement. So I have a pumpkin container, so you all can see here. Isn't it cute? So cute. I'm also going to go over the different supplies that I have. So I have two sets of scissors. Well, I have scissors, and then I have these suckers, right? So a few things with floral arrangements. One, you always want to have clean materials, okay? Because the plants they can die quicker if you don't have clean stuff. So you always want to make sure that you wash your scissors, wash your shears so they're nice and clean. You also want to have whatever vessel you're using nice and clean. I have some lukewarm water with fresh cut flowers. You always want to have lukewarm water, not cold. Okay. And then a little trick I do is with some floral tape. I like to make a grid pattern. Okay. So I have like what is this, 9 square grid here that will help kind of hold my plants together so they don't fall. And then I have our handy dandy flower food, which will help preserve the flowers. Now, in case you didn't notice, or in case you didn't know, a little fun fact is flowers that are cut are dead. I know it's sad. So we try to keep them looking fresh and lively as long as we can. So the flower food, which is really just like bleach, keeps those babies alive longer. So I am going to go ahead and pour some water. A little ASMR action. Probably do about a third of the way. I don't really want to slosh things around. Another thing I have with me today is a spray bottle. This is so I can spray the flowers so I can keep them nice and fresh. Okay. So I have a variety of different flowers. I also have an accent. So I have my little scarecrow guy that'll go in. And then I have a whole bucket of flowers. Aww. So with any well-rounded arrangement, you're going to want at least 5 different types of flowers. Why? They all serve a purpose, okay? So we'll start with the largest and go smaller. So you have your focal flower, which is a sunflower, okay? So I have 4 sunflowers. So you want your focal flower, and then you want your secondary flower, which I have 2. So I have Alstroemeria, just this beautiful like orangish color. They come in purples, pinks, reds, all sorts. Then I have some carnations, which you used to get in high school for Valentine's Day. Got some carnations. And then I have so we have the focal flower, we have the secondary flower, and then you have your filler flower, which in this case I have 2 sets of pums and mums. And then I have a little bit of textural flower here. So I have some baby's breath and some wax flower here. And then you always want to have some sort of greenery. You always want to have some greens, each greens. Okay. We have 3 different kinds. So this is some sort of eucalyptus. I'm not super familiar with this one. some sort of eucalyptus here, some sort of eucalypti. I don't know what that is. And this almost looks like a croatan. So I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with our focal flower here. And we are going to cut. Now, these stems are mighty large. So I always want to have some shears with me. And then as far as how much to cut, what I like to do is kind of hang it over the edge. See on this, my hand cam, I'm hanging it over the edge of the table and I'm putting the bowl near it so I can see where it's going to rest. Okay, and of course it is going to rest slightly at an angle, right, when it goes in. So I'm going to cut it. You can always cut it a little long and then adjust. And you always want to cut at an angle, okay? Another thing is if there is a node, there's like a little bump or little quadrant, you don't want to cut on the node because it'll kind of act as a stopper for the water, so the water won't go to the rest of the flower. So I'm going to cut it a little bit longer here. A little bit loud now. So we're going to build our arrangement here. Are my co-hosts still here? What's up, guys? Do you guys know about flowers?
We're sitting backstage. We're enjoying this. This is very informative. I did
do
not
have a
know.
question.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead. I think it's going to be
we
the
have
same
the same
thing.
question. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously when they're dead, but you said the flower powder is like bleach.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mind blown.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Elaborate.
That's it. They're dead. What else do you want to know?
No, the flower food.
The
flower
bleach.
food. Elaborate on
yeah.
the bleach flower food.
I know. Isn't that wild? Yeah. It is no, that's Spanish. Let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing more on the package. I just know that it's bleach. And it just helps preserve the flowers. It's fascinating.
So
Yeah,
it's not
it
really
does.
food, it's more like formaldehyde, basically.
It's a preservative. Exactly.
Preservative. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not food at all. Yeah, because they're already dead. They already been dead.
And I didn't know, I have a lot of flowers and plants at home myself, but I did not know that you're not supposed to cut at that little node thing that you said because it prevents water from being absorbed. That's interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I
you-
were to cut right on the node, it like cuts it off. Yeah.
So do you suggest cutting above it? Like
Above
just
it
cutting
or below
off?
it. Exactly. Above it or below it. Another thing, so what keeps your flowers fresh longer, you can actually have an arrangement last 2 to 3 weeks if you're really good. So reason being is you switch out the water daily, right? So you want fresh water, you want the bleach, you want the flower food in it, and you also want to make sure that you don't have any hanging. If you look at my hand cam here, all of these little leaves, you want to remove those, or any leaves that would be hanging in the water. You want to remove all those. People always freak out when they're like, oh, I don't want to kill it. Well, you're not, because someone else did that for you and then shipped it to you. But you can remove all of these little bits here. It just makes it look cleaner as well.
That is true. It does.
Yeah. So I just put my large flowers in first. If I was using like a hydrangea or something that's a really big filler flower, I would put those in first and then work my way around. But the sunflowers are so big that I definitely want those in place first. And I'm using the grid to hold them in place because sunflowers are very heavy. So I don't want them to slouch down. I want them to kind of stay perky. Another thing you can do, which I think is much easier, I just didn't happen to have one at the time. You can get one of those green foam blocks that soak up water, cut it, put it in the middle, pour some water in so it's already absorbed, and just stab them in there. They're amazing. So that's what I used for my wedding. I did all my flowers for my wedding, and yes, lifesaver. You can actually, the ones I used actually had cages on them so I could hang them up on the walls and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So it was super cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm just going to build this, see how it goes. I can put some stuff underneath of it. And I always cut a little long at first, and then I'll go back and trim because I don't want to cut it too short and then it's a little dinky thing. Okay.
Right. Perfect. Well, thank you, Heather. What we're going to do is move on to the next segment, and we plan to see your final arrangement at
Yes,
the
girl.
end. Perfect.
Love it.
So, thank you, Heather, again. Moving next into our segment, let's go to Isabel for Let's Take a Trip.
All right. So for today's segment, since we're talking about turkey time, Thanksgiving, and I know a lot of people use this holiday to spend time with their family, I thought we would take a little deep dive to see where all of our AAP hosts and coworkers are from. And first up, we have our Nova and DMV natives. So we have Jasmine, who is from Stafford, Virginia. We have Heather, who is from Damascus, Maryland, and Emily, who is from Herdon, Virginia. Herdon,
Herndon.
Virginia.
Herndon.
Herndon. Okay, it was
Herndon.
missing a letter. And then we have
Herdon,
Fatima.
I think, was the bad guy in in the
Yeah.
Power Ranger episode.
Yeah, I think it was too. And last but not least, we have Fatima, who is from Fairfax, Virginia. So all of these lovely ladies are either from Northern Virginia or surrounding the DMV area. So, which that stands for Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, or DC, Maryland, Virginia, Delaware. I always forget which one it is. DC, yeah, Delaware's not part of it.
No. We exclude Delaware.
Yeah, most people do. Sorry to anybody who's from Delaware. I thoroughly enjoy the state. Love that you don't have sales tax.
My stepdad's from Delaware, so.
All right, and next up we have myself and my coworker Jenna, who we all know and love, and we are both from the 757. We are actually both from Virginia Beach. We were both born in the same hospital, Virginia Beach General Hospital, and we were roommates, and now we work together. I really think it's like we're stuck at the hip, but proud to be from 757. We have the beaches, and the world's largest naval base, so that's always fun. And then we have our small town heroes. So we have my lovely co-host Holly, who is from Gloucester.
There you go.
I got it. Which is really close to the Eastern Shore. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're actually on the water.
Yes, that's right. And then we have Demi, who is from Mechanicsville, which is a town just outside of Richmond. So she hasn't traveled far, unlike our CEO, Andrea, who is from Ypsilanti, Michigan. So she has come a long way, all the way from Michigan to Virginia. And since Virginia is for lovers, we are happy and more than welcome her to Virginia. All of us seem to be from the East Coast, so we have our one outsider, but she brings a lot of Michigan with her. Ypsilanti is very close to Detroit, so we love learning about that. So yeah, that's where all of our AAP friends are from.
You did good with the name, by the way. Gloucester.
Thank you. Gloucester.
A lot of
Ypsilanti.
people.
Pronounce it for me, Heather. Herdon.
Oh. Sorry.
I'm
Herndon.
Herndon. Okay, so see, when I typed it in, I missed a letter. That was my bad.
That is so cute. I love it.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Isabel. Last but not least, we're going to wrap up today's episode with my segment, Baking Up Magic. Okay, so today we're talking about traditional Thanksgiving desserts and their origins. First, let's start with one of my absolute favorites, pumpkin pie. Why is pumpkin pie called pumpkin pie? Because I know you all are asking and wondering and thinking about it.
It's sleepless nights, Holly, thinking about pumpkin pie. Tell you.
I am here to put you to bed. Pumpkin pie is a staple of Thanksgiving and has been stealing the show for hundreds of years. The word pumpkin originates from a Greek word, pipon, which means large melon. The French changed this pipon word to pompon, and the English termed it pompion. I think I'm saying that right. From there. So it's definitely made the term has changed, but in turn, it all means large pumpkin. Another question, why do we eat pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving?
Because it's good. Because it's
Because
yummy.
because it's orange.
Thus it is. So, more into history. In 1796, the American Cookery, which is known to be the first American cookbook by Amelia
Huh.
Simmons, published a recipe for a pumpkin pudding, which consisted of allspices, nutmeg, and was served in a crust. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the colonists most likely served and ate plenty of pumpkins, gourds, squash at their first Thanksgiving. However, they did not have other ingredients like butter, sugar, flour to make the pie itself. So, since pumpkins and gourds were already associated with Thanksgiving dinner, it makes sense that the colonists began serving the pie at the big meal once the recipe was popularized. Sugar, butter, flour, all of that came into fruition, in addition to the large melon, pumpkin, that they were eating already.
Wow.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Going on to another one of my favorites, which I have brought in today, and you lovely ladies have some, is banana bread. You got to
So,
try it and tell me what you think.
oh, okay.
Definitely
All right. I love banana bread. So,
Divine.
do tell, do tell.
So good.
the end pieces are my favorites, which unfortunately I did not get an end piece, but that's okay because I already had two today. Um, I love
So,
banana bread.
yeah, it's good. I always make it
Mhm.
around the holidays. My mom made it when we were growing up around Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that's really the only time that I eat it, but I can eat it all the time.
I
Um,
make it anytime I have some bananas that I didn't eat before they went bad. Went
mhm,
bad. Can still
yeah.
use them for banana bread.
Well, you actually helped me. That is a good point, Izzy. So, bananas became popular in the United States around the 1930s, which was the Great Depression era, beginning in 1929 due to the stock market crash.
Mm.
Food, like everything else at this time, was sparse, so many households were unwilling to throw any food away. This includes rotten bananas. And with the creation of baking powder with rotten bananas, banana bread was born.
That is
So the
very
recipes,
interesting.
yeah, recipes evolved over time, as was the case in the 1940s over the World War II time period. Banana bread was a salute to World War II wartime rationing. The recipe was altered to include one single egg, no butter with sour milk or buttermilk, which was cheaper and less expensive than
Ooh.
whole fresh milk. So during this era, banana bread was meant to be filling, but it was tasteless and left little room for the imagination, unfortunately. However, banana bread since then has definitely made its comeback, and people have added items to customize it to their liking, like cranberries, pecans, and more. So, my question to you is, what types of breads are your favorites? Zucchini, banana, pumpkin? I love banana, hence why I'm talking about it.
Well, I love tasteless old bananas, moldy bread, whatever you. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Banana bread.
Like in the olden days.
We make it like the good old days. We're preparing just in case there is ever yet again a Great Depression. We want to
Right?
know how to get it right.
Right?
If they survived, we can do it too.
I mean, the one thing I haven't tried is zucchini bread. I've never had
My
zucchini bread.
grandma makes zucchini bread all the time. It's so good. Sometimes she makes zucchini banana bread.
Oh.
Really good. This
That
year
actually
I actually made I bought a box of the Trader Joe's pumpkin bread mix and I
Mhm.
put dark chocolate chips in it and it was so good. Think I might make that again for Thanksgiving. But honestly, I think banana bread is my favorite just because it's so versatile. Like,
Mhm.
you could throw some chocolate chips in there, you could throw some fruit on top.
Are we
Yeah,
speaking of just like flavored breads, or like are we talking sourdough? Are we talking like
We have a
no.
sourdough place down the street from
ciabatta?
us.
Ciabatta?
Because I
No,
love
we're
a good
talking
naan. I love a good
Fruit
naan
bread,
bread. Yeah, are we specifically
fruit
speaking
bread.
fruit?
veggie bread. I'm
Well,
partial to
thank you
the
for your
tomato,
inputs.
the tomato bread.
Oh, thank you for your inputs, guys. But one last thing I wanted to show you off with. Drum roll, please.
All right.
Love a good drum roll.
National Banana Bread Day is February 23rd, 2022. So, for everybody in the office and watching, do not forget, make a banana bread that day and eat the whole thing. There is no judgment.
Absolutely not.
Heather, Isabel, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
I want to see this lovely arrangement that Heather's got going on over here.
It ain't finished, boo. It ain't finished, but she coming
But it
along.
still looks amazing right
It looks
now.
good.
Yeah.
We'll post
And
on
this
our
is,
IG story, y'all. Post
Yes.
Shizz and
Follow us
Gigs.
on Instagram.
Head
We'll
on
post
yeah,
that
over
so you can
presentation.
see it.
so you can check
Perfect.
it out. But yeah, I hope everyone's. My last parting tides with everyone would be to have a great holiday.
Yes,
Agreed.
definitely. Have an amazing and safe holiday if you're traveling. Stay safe. Stay healthy, everyone. I know, especially in Virginia, the weather's been up and down, but take your vitamins, wear a mask if you're going to the airport like I am.
There
Get
you
there
go.
early.
Yeah, get there early. I know, I'm really nervous. It'll be my first plane trip since 2019. So I'm not nervous about the flying, I'm nervous about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
mean?
you'll
Like
have to
people
report
getting
back.
upset?
Hmm.
You'll be
So I
good.
wanted to
You'll be
thank
good.
you again so much for our wonderful co-hosts, Heather and Isabel, and a special thanks to all watching us. We hope to see you again. We do stream every Friday at 4 p.m., and you can find us on All About Presentation YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn page. If you can't make it, then no worries. We repost our episodes on our YouTube channel and onto our Facebook page. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend and a safe, happy holiday.
Bye, y'all.